Hello and welcome to another episode of More Magical More, where I think it's safe to say it's not going to be a Merry Christmas in Ireland this year. We have a lot to discuss on the After the Show show. We took a gamble. We thought somehow was going to be back in time, but he's not. But let's carry on.
We did try.
He's waiting for the kettle to boil.
We have also attempted very much to get through each battle carefully, but I'm spent apart from just hitting things. So.
I mean, in hindsight, you could have done with a short rest because all of your manoeuvres and stuff are really cool and helpful. But at the same time, I think if we'd have waited an hour, that thing that happened at the end of the episode where they flew into the top of the tower and it all started kicking off, I think that would have already happened.
Yeah.
And we'd have been even more too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Matt wouldn't have let us get away with a short rest without a consequence.
Well, he did offer it, so I was curious to know whether there was going to be one of those, DM's going to let you have this one without too many major issues.
Oh no! As I said, this is a siege. There's consequences to every single action in this one.
But that is when I then thought,
are you sure? Because that is an hour, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll give the hints.
Samal's play to try and get a divine intervention to have a long rest without a long rest was if that had come off.
That divine intervention was absolutely key.
Wait, he's got one more shot at divine intervention today? Or is that a one-day
thing? Do you get 2 divine interventions a day?
It's one a day.
Ooh.
One a day.
One a day.
I'm thinking of Channel Divinity, which I think is like 2 a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or 2 per long rest.
When the episode ended and they said the 3 creatures flew into the top of the tower, and then there was basically like spells and shit cracking off. I know you guys ran to the entrance. I'm still tempted at the start of next episode because I didn't make my mind up in time at the end of the last episode as to whether to fly to the top. Although it's only 30 feet at a time I can fly, but I could fly to the top of the tower. I don't know how much help I'll be when I get there against 3 assailants, but if I get there and there's already Lena and other people, that would be the initiative order I'd be in, wouldn't it? So,
yeah. I mean, I'm genuinely thinking about dimension dooring someone up there. Which probably will be Dargon.
Yeah. So, I fly up, you and Dargon dimension door up, the other 2.
Bothrid climbs up and Feltag gets left with poor drinks.
We're leaving behind all the time. It's tradition at this point. That could be a good plan.
That was a hell of an episode, man.
Well, yeah, that was a hell of an episode. That was good.
Thank you.
I loved the story of what we see as we come in and everything. That was just I properly felt like we were there walking through a post-siege ghost town. It was very I liked it.
I did think it was good.
Thank you.
On to that second fight, I was saying that during it, I noticed something. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Mainly how Matt you would rule it, and obviously what other people's thoughts are. Concentration checks on taking damage, as we were doing a number of times, is obviously you take the damage. It's half the amount that you've taken. What if you use a reaction of Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage dealt? Is my concentration check then on the original damage I took, or do you take into account Stone's Endurance and reduce it?
I wouldn't.
Does it say on the damage roll
Stone's Endurance
taken?
Okay, so it's
Stone's Endurance
1d12
for me
plus
is
4. So if I said that on average I'd be able to reduce it by 10, right? If I took 20 damage, right, and I reduced it by 10, right, then my question is, would it be that I'm doing my roll against 10 or 20? Do you know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so for me, my ruling there is it's against the originating damage, not by what you reduced it to, just by the fact you've reduced it.
I understand that, and obviously if that's your ruling, that's absolutely fine. But we all have resistances to stuff, which would happen before.
So resistance is different.
But I've chosen to
Resistance.
reduce that damage that I'm taking. So I could reduce it down to 0, and then am I still taking? If I'm taking it down to 0, and I'm still taking 12 to 16 damage.
Fair one.
So,
Let me think on that one.
Yeah, as I say, it was. That's why I thought it was a really interesting one to discuss in Malt Magic more, because I was like, that's so interesting. Does it happen before or afterwards? On that particular ruling.
What does the wording of the concentration check say, if there is wording to hand? Because if it says on damage taken or on damage rolled,
I believe it says damage taken.
That should give you the answer.
I believe it's damage taken, yeah.
Bearing in mind, it's a reaction. It can only happen once, and obviously those guys were hitting me 3 times anyway. But it's only once per short rest, so it is once can I do that. But it could also be the difference between being able to make a save potentially, or no freaking way. If I was hit for 40 damage, 30 damage,
the same
or
would apply to my uncanny dodge. I'd half the damage, or if I used evasion, I'd take no damage, so I wouldn't have to do a concentration
So you wouldn't
check.
have to do a concentration check. Yeah, so that was my point. That's why I thought it was a really interesting thing. Where does that lie in the where does
the DC? The DC is 10, or the wording is DC is 10 or half the damage taken,
Or
whichever
half the
one's
damage
greater.
taken.
So it's a 10 regardless.
No, it means that it could be that it's half the damage. So if you get hit by 30 damage, you'd have to hit 15 or higher.
15. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Whereas if you take
Unless,
15 damage,
until you
only need to-
take 21 points of we're rolling 10s.
It's 10.
Does that make sense, Danny?
Yes, but if you can't, if 10 is the lowest you need to roll, you could take 1 damage and have to roll a 10, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So really, it's only worth reducing it below
If it's high.
in the teens, between 10 and 20, isn't it? If you reduce it below 10, it's a bit redundant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the point. If I get hit by 34 damage and I've got Hex up, for instance, and I want to keep it up, right? If I reduce it down to 18 points, 19 points or something like that, then it was 30, 34, right? It may help me. If I reduce it down, so yes, the harder I get hit, the more it's useful to use Stone's Endurance, which it is anyway. But then,
I was just desperately trying to paralyse you, to be honest, to get rid of that concentration.
Oh, come on.
Note to self,
But yes, I think
Hex
from now on we will
undead.
rule that anything that reduces damage also reduces the DC of concentration as well.
Cool. Sweet. That's why I was really interested with it.
No, I'm happy to take that because it does say damage taken. So if you are reducing damage, it's not as much of an impact on your concentration. So
Sweet.
I'm happy to take the physics of that one.
Nice.
I,
That was my
the
interesting
science
thing
of that one.
for Malt Magic and More, because I thought that did, as it did, create a discussion.
So there's 2 things that happened to Ander. One of them I don't want to bring up because it's a blooper. The second one is actually quite an interesting debate. If I tried to use 2 bonus actions for 1, but in my head, if I'd have blinded all of those people and missed off you guys, we'd have been golden for a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Or for a round. And then the guys might not have gone invisible. The attacks to Bothrid might not have happened, but like a twat, I got overzealous. But another thing I was tempted to do, if Kirik hadn't of cured Bothrid's paralysis, I was debating on my turn, so he didn't keep getting hit with crits. I was tempted to cast Levitate on him and just put him 20 feet in the air and leave him up there so nobody could get him.
That's good.
And then I realised, matey boy had a crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, I can't do that. Yeah, I was just going, right, let's just remove him from the equation. And I can just imagine him being
Yeah.
fucking livid up in the air going, oh, I can't even do anything. And then just keep moving him higher and higher and higher just to mess with him. But no. But the second thing that is actually a discussion point. When I, out of nowhere, decided to do a Hail Mary and ask the Dryad for help, two things. She wants me to go visit the mother at her mother. She can help me find what I seek.
Was that what she said?
Well, she said, well, but my question is, when she said, you know who you need to go and find, she can help you find what you seek, I assume she met her mother-in-law because I need to go see her anyway.
Okay.
But then she told me
You
to find the
assumed.
ranger,
Never assume.
obviously.
I think, because you said a ranger, I think we're probably thinking about someone in this city. Now, whether that be, I don't think it'd be. For some reason, I went to Captain Swift and then went, no, it's not her. So I was wondering whether it's Lena
So-
or.
That person she asked me to find and the ranger, are they the same person or two separate people?
Same, I would
Because I
guess.
took that to mean somebody in the Feywild or the forest I need to find, but then a female ranger either in the city, but then I thought, is there a ranger in Nylund we need to find? Because we know that Grellan is a horizon walker and he's gone back to that job now after Greenflower. Is there another ranger who does something similar, can help us with some of the veils that are thin, tell us where they're thin and stuff?
Could be.
But if it's a ranger within the city, oh, you know Lena's head guard lady, who she was also 69 in.
Yeah. Was she a ranger?
Is she a ranger?
She could be. Don't know. I
We'll have to
think
go
it
back
was
to
more
episode
lo-
35.
I think it was all more localized. 35.
I wish I hadn't have asked the drive
You
for help,
cannot
because
tell
that's
me
just
that we
added
were-
an extra layer of things I need to figure out.
Were we in River's
Yeah,
End
we
on
were
episode
in-
35?
We were in
Episode
River's End
35.
40 episodes ago.
Oh.
That can't be
Almost
true. That's
fucked.
almost a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I wonder
So
what
you've got to
town's
remember we
fucked.
had Midwinter's Festival. Once that had concluded, you then went to go rescue Vraco from the Isle of the Dead.
And then we came back and
You
we were
concluded
right there.
that. You ended up in the not in the Feywild. They ended up in the Feywild. You
Fayliad
ended
Forest.
up just outside of Fayliad Forest. And the place you went to was River's End.
Wow.
So-
We've done a lot of. We've been all over this year. Jeez.
So, do you guys think then the ranger and the person I need to see are the same person or two different people?
Might be the same person.
Same person, I'm going to guess.
And do you think?
Because it
From
might be
what
a
I was gathering,
Horizon Walker or whatever it's called.
that person is in Fayliad Forest or the Feywild, is how I interpreted what she was saying, rather than where we are now.
I think it was where we are now. I could be wrong.
Because I did interpret it as
The
she can
rest
help
of the
me find
message is
what I
probably going to
seek.
help you out there.
And that's one then. Are you going to tell me it?
Well, the rest of the message, in terms of things like they have already sent people here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they've
Might-
already,
might
they've already
lean
sent people
towards
to Fayliad,
something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I took it. See, this is what happens. It's really hard for me to listen and write notes at the same time and then try and interpret what I'm saying. Because when she's like, the one can help you find what you seek, I took that more of as a holistic, philosophical, saving Nylund type meaning rather than right now for this battle. She makes sense. If she's already sent people, there's somebody in.
That is the curse of an
in-
epic fantasy D&D campaign right there, where I keep giving you these massive hints from things, and then we go to small hints. You're just like, oh shit, this is going to be a big thing. No, it's not. You asked a question, she answered.
The way is to the left. Oh, does that mean we need to go left wing? Do we need to think differently?
Yeah. Do we need to vote Liberal Democrat? All of those
No,
discussions
nobody needs to do that.
Is that what she meant? Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's just somebody in the tower who can help then.
Just start calling for a ranger.
Ranger! Ranger! Ghouls.
Power Rangers.
Butt scratcher!
Was everybody surprised by the bridge explosion, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If we hadn't
Yeah,
done
I picked
one
that
of the deck
monster.
saves, we could have spent the rest of the episode just flying down the raging river.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could have been doing that. I also, and I am not sorry about, this, about not taking anywhere near as much damage as I was expecting with that explosion. Thought that I was going to get I was like, okay, bring on 90 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have done more with that. I just took it at face value, but I should have thought more about that one, I think. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely would have changed our ruling as to whether it was going to be a short rest or not if I'd taken a butt ton of hit points taken off me.
I suppose, did you roll it as if it was like a fireball spell or like a thunder wave or something?
Literally use the statistics from the creature itself, which is an orthon.
Okay.
Nice.
Orthon.
Ah, so look at that.
An orthon. Who you yet again slow fuck me right over. Because that fucking crossbow that it had fires magical bolts that can do certain things, like they can paralyze, or they can entangle, or they can blind. Could I use any of them? No.
He's basically like an evil Hawkeye with trick arrows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh shit, yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's also...
It's like
if
the-
you've watched
Which can
the
we just
boys,
say,
he's
reveal
also
for this
the
week?
human
Holy hell.
kamikaze bloke.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the eye rays of the beholder, basically.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very badass.
Can
Nice.
we
Still
ask
think-
what I was going to get a DM whisper about and not anymore, or could that come up?
Ah, yes. So those particular creatures are a specific type of ghoul, which you have heard of. They are the Darrakul.
Ah. Yeah.
So the ones that the vampires were sort of in conflict with
Yeah.
when you went to visit Orfeo and the Shadow Court. They can give you Darrakul fever, which basically over time turns you into a Darrakul.
Ooh, mighty.
It's a nasty STI, you don't want that.
It's a very nasty STI.
That was
Hang
my
on.
question. Why
If-
are you immune to disease?
Because I'm a werebear.
Because he's a lycanthrope.
The lycanthrope destroys and makes me immune
Nice.
to any other disease. Any other disease.
Wow.
I want.
So the one of you fuckers that
Very
failed that Constitution saving throw was the only one that it would not affect.
Yeah.
We are a bit lucky sometimes,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You are
with some of the
very
shit we
lucky
pull.
sometimes.
Yeah. Lucky
A lot
ones
of
in
nat
the
20s
title.
tonight as well. But
I'm waiting for. Well, I got a double natural 20, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
With
To
both
kill my
your
own
weapons.
monster. Yeah.
when you said Darrakul and the vampires don't get on, and yet there's vampires in the city with the Darrakul, are they
Well
now
done.
in cahoots?
We don't know if there's vampires. We assume there are. But-
Did we not?
Well, we see one.
Yeah, we saw one pick up a baby.
I'm
Red
not sure it
eyes.
was a vampire.
Red eyes.
Red eyes and fangs.
And very.
That's true,
pale.
vampire. Did Matt say fangs though? Did Matt say fangs?
I did say fangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The description was a fanged grin.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, vampires. But
Yeah.
also,
And who else is going to eat a baby? Come on. Orfeo would eat
They're
a
not
baby,
eating
wouldn't he? He's a prick.
they're doing whatever the White Walkers are doing with the babies, which we'll never find out.
Didn't know. That's absolutely never finding that one out.
But to answer.
Fucking
your
hell,
question,
Smal. Talk about cutting me deep there.
If
I know. I'm still
Fucking
bitter.
Game of Thrones.
if
I've
if
moved
they,
on to all
if
the
they
time.
if they were fighting each other and they're not anymore, it's because of Lord Fiend himself. Right.
Yeah, because the ghouls have got the
As
branding.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know about the vampires yet.
No, but I think that
And-
I bet you the vampires wouldn't need branding. They were probably, do you want a deal? Both sides are intelligent and evil enough to go, we can work together.
But hey, guys, at least we know who's behind this. It's only a god. It's fine.
Only one of the worst ones.
Samar, what did you send a couple of days ago, or even today, or something on our chat? Basically, gods,
We're
right?
basically gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So, the 3 creatures that flew in the top of the tower. Did we establish? Well, I don't think we did. Are they the same creature that I got a glimpse of? The reptilian winged creature, or is it like a vampire
Still a
flying?
humanoid.
Because with the smug laugh, I'm thinking it is vampires.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones that you saw might be draconic. They might also be whatever they're called.
Or the wyverns.
No,
You
not
can get flying
wyverns.
winged vampires, can't you?
They can turn into bats, I think. But you can get the creatures which are basically the ones where the Nazgul ride in Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Can't remember what they're called. Luckily, I have my monster manual here.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, even if I fly to the top, I could cast suggestion on one of them, hold person, anything like that to try and help. Do you know what I mean? Or even if they can fly in and do dissonant whispers, they have to fly back out.
How quickly can you fly up?
I've got, well, it's 30, same as my walking speed, so 30 feet.
Okay, so if you can do that, surely we just need to just get into the tower and run up, and we wouldn't be far behind you, or those people who couldn't dimension,
Although-
etc., etc.
And they can action and bonus action dash.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
you would be able to.
Can,
do
I,
60
can you
feet.
dash fly?
Your movement.
It's your action, so you just keep flying. If you essentially,
That'd be good. Yeah, I'll have a bash of that. And to be fair though, we don't know what's in the tower. It might be quite the fight up the stairs, you don't know.
I mean, I'm fully expecting that tower is like the crystal maze of fights. Yeah.
Have you, like the film The Raid, you just have to work your way up floor by floor.
Oh my god, yes.
Which is essentially the same plot as the Carl Urban Judge Dredd film.
Well, Matt's
Yep,
got a
yep,
couple
yep,
weeks
yep,
to
yep.
decide
Yeah, it really
whether
is.
he's going to create, level by level, But for the love of God, Matt, if you do that, do not put a door in front of us. Otherwise, we're never getting up there.
anything.
Yeah,
but
as long
doors.
as the whole apartment building is open plan living, it'll be fine.
Oh dear. Just, yeah.
Well, actually,
let's
if
see
it's a
what happens.
tower, it might have an elevator you could use.
Yeah, we've got a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory glass elevator that we can just, glide over.
Down, left to right, side to side.
And we're just going on, there's just like screaming and everything outside, and we're just standing in there, just like wiping stuff off us, like.
It'll be the scene in the horrible X-Men Origins of Wolverine.
Oh man, that was just terrible.
Yes.
Or they're all in the elevator.
Yeah, I think I might do that. I might fly up then.
Oh.
I'm dimension dooring, and I'm probably bringing
Yeah.
someone with me. But
Because what I need to use more often, because Matt was nice and let me expand the use of my magical loot to be any enchantment spell with a verbal component rather than just charming per se. So that is suggestion. Vicious mockery, I think, just dissonant whispers, and I want to say hold person's an enchantment as well.
It is a shame that you can't do.
The only one I can't use it on is slow.
Yeah, I think it was the suggestion.
Because that needs
can't hurt
fucking
anyone.
powering up even more.
But in theory, right, I could bonus action unsettling words and use the loot so they have disadvantage on it, and then they have to subtract a d8. So they could really, really fail if I wanted them to.
very nice.
I just love that well, it's a shame that suggestion you can't cause.
I can't make them
intentionally
hurt
cause
themselves.
Yeah, because otherwise
I can't say something like stab yourself, as long as it sounds like a reasonable course of action. They may end up hurting themselves. So if I went, go say hello to Dargon, he's obviously going to walk up to you and then you can stab him in the fucking head.
I love it.
But
No, I was
it's
just
a
thinking
reasonable
that
course of action.
if you get 600 foot up and they've crashed into the side of this tower and you cast suggestion of walk off the tower, you can't do that because otherwise it would be that's going to hurt me. Otherwise it would just be curse splat dead. There you go, done.
Well, I could say, for
What it
example,
should
I
be
could
is
just go.
chase Dargon, and then you cast fly on Dargon as he reaches a cliff.
Yeah, that's true. Or I
just
might
fly
do something
backwards
really
like-
stupid, and I'll just say to one of them, "Take Kirik to Asmodeus," and then just hope for the best.
Cheers, mate.
Just comes back with his head like, right, we're done.
Kirik comes back with a.
Yeah, Kirik's a
branding on his
badass, but I'm
forehead.
not sure even he would survive that one right now.
Can't fight.
I'm not
Can't,
going to
can't
send
fight
Andrew,
God.
am I? Yeah, he just comes back with the branding on his forehead. Now we've got evil Kirik to worry about.
Nega
No,
Kirik.
that would be a problem.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome.
Like General Zod.
Oh dear.
Do you
Absolutely
actually get
insane.
evil grave clerics?
You
What's
can
their
do.
alignment usually tend to be?
Yeah.
I suppose, can it be where
Well,
they
clerics you just got to remember that a cleric is aligned to a god. The god doesn't have to be good. Nothing in the rules says that god must be a benevolent god.
Yeah, if grave clerics are all about keeping the balance, it might just be that the land of the dead is pretty unbalanced in terms of people that are there. So
Yeah.
Let's bring it.
They gotta kill a load of people.
just kill a lot of people to balance it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a grave cleric
Yeah.
have anything that would actually bring, or could you have anything that brings people back? Raise dead and all that lot. Can you actually get that? In your...
I can have access to raise dead and
Yeah.
create dead.
So again, that's another way that they could be evil. You could be a necromancer, basically.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to be an Oathbreaker paladin because you get all the fucking necromancer type shit then, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
Well, you have already met a necromancer,
We have.
but not a bad one.
We have. We have indeed.
You literally met him today, Dave. Today, Monday.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Tired. long day, week, month. Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
I think Dave in
Gosh.
real life needs a long rest.
I do. I need a
Yeah.
long rest.
Absolutely.
The greatest fantasy of D&D is characters being able to sleep 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
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 Cannot remember.
And
when I
actually
got 8
waking
hours
up
of sleep
feeling
last.
refreshed and fully charged. That's never happened
Yeah.
in real life.
No.
Yeah. Gosh.
Actually, when was the last? What year was it when you woke up and felt recharged? I'm not going to say what day is it because it clearly was not in 2021.
1989.
knows.
I'm
I don't know.
assuming.
I must have been playing the PlayStation 1 at the time. That's how long ago it was. Power Rangers was on the
It's
TV.
going to be when I was like a toddler or a baby.
No, I tell you when it is, right? And it happens for all of us, right? And that is that you wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning on the weekend when you've switched your alarm off. That's when you feel right and fresh. Because you like.
I mean, I
"Oh,
can't
come
turn
on,
my
I want
alarm
to
off
know."
because it's 4 and has arms and legs.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can't
but-
turn your kids off. That's problem. No, I think.
No.
I think the last time I got a watchful rest was pre-puberty because then as soon as you start puberty, that's when hormones start raging. You start worrying about things. You get wet dreams. You know all that stuff that keeps you awake.
What Danny's basically trying to say is the last time he got a decent night's rest was before morning wood.
Waking up like, well, I might as well get rid of it.
Before my hormones kicked in, and I was worried about everything that comes with being a teenager.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
'Cause that's when you stay up late to watch the nudie stuff on Channel 5 at 2 in the morning. On your little telly that had a VHS player in it.
Got fantastic insight into Danny's childhood, though.
Yep.
I mean, I spent most nights of my teenage years up late playing The Matrix Online, to be totally honest, because I'm that big of a nerd. But
The Matrix Online. What a game that was.
Wow.
yeah,
You see, I was playing
amazing.
WWE SmackDown during the day, watching Babe Station at night. That's what I would do.
Wow.
Early
Recording it
2000s, guys.
recording it
What a time
onto
to be alive.
VHS, and then when you pause it, they're still moving.
Then the one
Yeah.
thing you had to do is remember to change the channel back, so then when your mum and dad come down the next day to put GMTV on, they didn't turn the telly on and it was still on channel 99, whatever.
As I say, just don't put it on one. Yeah, just don't put it on 101, the start guide.
Yeah. Gotta think smart, guys. Gotta think smart.
Actually, the smart guide was quite a clever move, I reckon, because wasn't that the one that the Skybox always used to reset to if it ever had to do a hard reset?
It did, yeah.
Yeah. So my dad thought we had a power cut every night. Because he was on the start menu every morning.
Who
So
keeps
that
turning
doesn't
the
watch
Skybox off? Amazing conversation.
Oh, brilliant.
Fucking
Yeah, we
D&D,
derailed that
Babe
bit.
Station, hormonal teenagers.
We went from D&D to TNA. Tits and ass.
I suppose the message with that, though, is if you are going through puberty right now and watching us, we're with you. We've been there.
Yeah.
Reach out. Danny can help.
We're not actually going to be physically with you because then we'll all be on a register. Let's not talk about it.
Stop the episode.
Matt's digging a hole for us there.
I didn't know. Sorry. I was being wholesome. You took it down the fucking wrong
On
route.
that note.
Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. And
Click by, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Fucking hell. Indeed, though. Merry Christmas, guys. I will see everyone in 2022, of course.
Oh my god, yeah. So
I need to figure out the date of that. Are we back on the 4th?
believe so.
no,
4th is second. Second or
third
third or
Monday,
something?
is it?
3rd. Back on the 3rd.
is Monday.
We're back on the 3rd,
Yes.
guys. So yeah, see you in 2022.
So we'll
my
be
goodness
back
me.
on the 3rd. Nobody's at work.
No, 'cause I'll be at work the next day, won't I?
I was going to say.
Yeah, you and me
unfor-
both.
Yeah,
The first day
unfortunately,
back.
I'll be at work on the Tuesday.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we can't get utterly smashed.
God.
Alrighty then. Oh, guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in to our last Malt Magic and More of 2021. So, yeah, we will see you next year in 2022 for the 3rd of January. I hope that you are able to join us then live on Twitch. And if you can, then please follow us, subscribe if you can as well, now that we've hit that mark. Like and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching there, and if you're finding us on the podcast, leave us a review. We really appreciate it, and thank you very much indeed. But yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you in 2022.